Let's start. So yeah, so in last class, what we have seen variables, outputs, and count for each these kind of things in Terraform. So today we'll start with Terraform commands. Of course, we have seen few things. Let me just sorry. Yeah, we already seen these commands, I believe, so far: validate, plan, apply, destroy. But we haven't seen this one. Of course, maybe export version, but yeah, remaining we haven't seen it. Let's see today. Now, few important commands out of these. So obviously, there are lots of things. 1 minute, why this got stuck? Yeah. So let's start from console. Let's try console. What happens? Terraform console. So here what's happening is, of course, it'll take some time. So if let's say you do Terraform console, it will be like interactive mode to you. So interactive mode, like I mean, where you can, let's say you define Terraform console and you want to view the variable, maybe var dot ec2 underscore, sorry, ami underscore id. I have it, I believe. Ami underscore id. See, you can see the value like this. I mean, simply what happens is interactive console, it means. So if you want to see something, you can able to use Terraform console. So like this. Of course, you can exit from like this. So if you want to see something, you can able to do with Terraform console. Next we have Terraform show. Let's see what happens. Terraform show, it will display the current state. It means whatever you have created, it will display to you. Let's say if I create, let me let Terraform hyphen var. I think I have file dev.tf vars. I believe this is correct. Yes, the file should be correct. So I mean, I'm just creating a reset instance which we have in the configuration. Let's see. Invalid id, expecting ami hyphen. Okay, there is some issue. What is it? API error, invalid ami. Oh, wait, I gave the wrong one. Notepad plus. Oh, I'm using for each. That's okay. Let me simply use ami id. Ami underscore id. For each, for now, let's remove it. Var dot ami underscore id. Var dot key. Var dot tag. Let's first do Terraform init. I forgot. It's been 2 days, so let me reinitialize the our my environment and then apply it. Sorry. So it's creating, yes. Let's see. If it is wrong, it will show obviously. I believe there has to be something wrong. What is that? Variables tag is there, default tag dev.tfrs tag. Okay, I think it should be correct. Let's see. Yeah, it's created. One instance is created. Let's see. Obviously, see, it's created. Oh, the variable did not came properly. So I believe, okay, it's in the quotes. Sorry, my bad. So variable reference should not be in the quotes. Let me apply it again. Let's see what happens. Of course, it's already created, so there is nothing will happen except the tag will change. Let's see. Let's wait. See, only thing is the tag is changing. See here. Type yes. It's changed. Let's go here. Refresh. See dev. The tag is changed. Got it? So now do Terraform show. What happens? See, it is showing something. What it is showing? It is showing whatever you have created through Terraform. I'm telling you, right? Whatever you have created through Terraform, it is showing to you. Let's say as of now I just created one instance, so it is showing me one instance. If I have done something like something, let's say VPC or load balancer or something, it will show each and everything for me. So what it has been created through Terraform. From where it is getting the information, that maybe we will see tomorrow. Okay, for now, Terraform show will give you the whole current infrastructure, whatever you have created through Terraform, whatever it's managing through Terraform. Got it? Now just there is one more command, Terraform output. Let's see what it will print. No outputs found. So this Terraform output command, you know what happens? This will display the outputs from Terraform's configuration. So as of now, we don't have anything, so that's why it haven't print anything. So we can able to use the Terraform console to assist the outputs. So we don't have any output section. Do we? I think we should have. Oh, sorry, it's empty. Let's output. What is the name? Maybe public IP. What I give? AWS underscore instance. Oh, wait. Dot demo dot. Sorry, public IP. It should be fine. Let's try. Hopefully, it should work. Oh wait, default is not expected. Oh wait. My bad. So here what's happening is I defined it as wrong. Where is it? Yes. So outputs we don't get it actually. Here just we can't use the output. No, we'll be using simply value. This is the value we're expecting. Blah blah. Description. Okay, I don't need it. It's fine. Now let's try. Still, I need to apply. Let's apply. Oh, remember, once you add the output, you have to do Terraform refresh command. That's okay. Even we are applying it, so it should be fine. Public IP it's printing. If I do Terraform output, it will give me the public IP. See, from where it's getting is I defined in the output section. No matter how many I defined, let's say maybe I want instance ID as an example. Simply I'll just keep it EC2 ID. ID. What happens? It will give me instance ID. See, it is giving me outputs, two things. If I do Terraform output, what happens? It will give me the two output values. See, and of course, this is about output. Of course, I have used a Terraform refresh command. Terraform refresh command, it will refresh the state of your Terraform infrastructure. Let's say what you created, what is there, what is running there in your AWS account. So it will try to make sure they both are in sync, and of course give you the output like this. I mean whatever you mentioned. So that's about Terraform output and Terraform refresh. Next thing we have something called Terraform FMT. Let's do what is it? Terraform FMT. You know what happens here is FMT means format. Reload. See, it will reload your configuration. See, refresh. See, like this, it will update your format, your code format, to make it, look cooler or look better, I would say. See, like this. So this, even this one also, it should be, yeah. See, Terraform FMT means format, where it will format your Terraform configuration files for better, readability purpose, for better understanding, to be precise, like that. Got it? Okay, that's about FMT. Now there are two things called taint and untaint. So you can taint a specific resource, like a taint, T-A-I-N-T. So what happens is, if you taint some resource, it we are marking the resource, whatever, let's say EC2 instance or S3 bucket, for recreation, so that it will recreate them again. Delete and recreate, obviously. Let me try this. So let's say my instance is already running. 2 by 2 checks pass, all good, correct? Let me taint it. Taint the resource. What happens? Terraform taint AWS underscore instance. This is my, sorry, resource, and my resource name is demo. Hell is this? See, resource has been marked as taint. Now do Terraform apply. What happens? Let's try. Let's wait. See, observe here. One to add, one to destroy. It means it will delete the existing ones, whatever is there. Observe here, destroy and then create replacement. That's what taint will do. So must be replaced. EC2 demo is tainted. We just did taint. So must be replaced. Maybe why, when we use this, in which scenarios we'll be using this taint is, let's say we have EC2 server, but it is not working as expected. Maybe, it is too old, the OS is too old inside it, the AMI version is too old, or some other issues are there. So you want to delete that instance. In that place, you want to create another one, because it's not working. At the time, you will mark that resource. So you'll taint that resource. You know what happens? You have seen it. You're seeing right now. When you taint, it will recreate the resources. Recreate means obviously delete and create again. That's what it will do. Got it? Let it done. See, destroying first, obviously. Now it will create again. Let's wait. See, let's wait. Obviously, take some time. Let it go. Let it go. Obviously, it's taking some time. Depends on our network use requirements. Depends. Yeah, it is deleted. Yeah, terminated. Now a recreation is happening. Observe here. It's done. It's recreated. Of course, you see it now. Refresh. See, it's running the new one. So that's what taint is used for. So it will replace your in resource, whatever resource it can be. Let's say bucket, you tainted the bucket, so the bucket will be recreated. So whatever the data inside the bucket, you have to copy it. I mean, Terraform won't do that. So that you have to manage. But it will create, just recreate the resource. How to untaint it? Terraform untaint AWS underscore instance. That is, this is my resource. I mean, dot, what is that, demo untainted. It's not, oh sorry, the taint is gone, my bad, sorry, because we already applied, right? So the taint has been removed after replacing, so it's gone. If you do taint again, let's taint it. Maybe it's tainted. So what happens is, in the next apply, we have seen it, when you apply next, it will be replaced. Now I want to untaint it. Has been successfully untainted. That's about it. Now let's say, that's about taint and untaint. Sorry, I have one scenario. Let's say I deleted this instance. Maybe let's say, maybe instance settings. Maybe stop the instance for, let me tell you. Stop and start, Terraform doesn't care about it. It doesn't know this. Just creating the resource exists or not, that's it. So I'm trying to show you an example. Let's wait. This is important. Let it stop. Come on. Sorry. Let me remove this thing first. I'm getting confused whether terminated or stopped. Still stopping. What the hell is it? Obviously it is too slow. That's okay. Let's try. Maybe this. Let's. I want to show you one thing is. Come on. Still, I want it to stopped. The status should be stopped, not stopping. Yeah, finally. So yeah, this is the instance that we have created, right? Through Terraform, we just created. So how do I know? Terraform applied. See the ID. It showed me the ID. 8602. See. Now, it means this instance is managing by Terraform. So let's say I manually came here, I changed something to this instance. Maybe T2 micro to T2 nano. Just as an example, I changed this. Sorry. So I changed the instance type manually, correct? But this instance is created by Terraform and I changed it manually. Not a good practice though, but yeah, unfortunately I had to do it. So I did it. Now what happens with Terraform? How does Terraform knows it? No, it doesn't know. Terraform doesn't know it. Let's try. If I do Terraform plan, what happens now? Terraform doesn't know that you change the instance type at all. How the hell it knows? If you do something with Terraform, then only it knows it. If you, let's say you created some resources manually, and what happens, you made some changes manually, but the resource has been maintained by Terraform. See now what happens? See, when I do Terraform plan, what's happening is, see, objects have changed outside the Terraform. See, so we need to update it. See, it is changing. Now to Terraform apply, what happens? Let's see. Yes, you want to change? Yes. Is modifying. What's happening here is, you changed it manually, but Terraform doesn't care about it. Hey Terraform, I changed it. Is no, I don't care. See what you mentioned with Terraform, What you told to Terraform, hey, I need to create EC2 instance with T2 micro something. But you went on manually and changed to some other type instance. Maybe just a small change you made. Terraform doesn't give a shit about that. So whatever is mentioned in the Terraform, that has to be present. Otherwise, it will get sad. I mean, so see, it is trying to modify it. What's happening here? Observe. Let's refresh. See, what you know what it's doing? It is stopping the instance, changing the instance type to T2 micro again, and it will start the instance. That's what it's doing. As I told you, if you want to change something to to some resource which is managing by Terraform, you have to do through Terraform only. Got it? What I'm saying? So, but if you don't change it, this is what happens. Terraform will revert back the change whatever you did. See, let's refresh. See, T2 micro. It changed automatically because T2 micro is the one Terraform knows it. You change it to T2 nano manually, which is outside the Terraform. It does not care about it. It reverted back. But let's say how to do that. Let's say I made a change manually, but I need it. I want Terraform to know about the change. Simply what you do, just come here after you change. Let's say you change it manually. Come here. Where is it? The T2 micro mentioned. Yeah, here in the dev.vars, right? Change it to nano. That's it. That's it. So you have to mention in the configuration file that whatever the change you made, then Terraform will take care of it. So even though you change it manually, if you don't update the change in the configuration files wherever you the value is, it won't take it. See, like that, what happened now? It'll happen like that. So if you want to take care of by Terraform something, you have to do it. Got it? That's about this idea. Because usually, I mean, not intentionally, but sometimes we create the resources manually. So we want them to be tracked by Terraform. So at the time we do this. We whatever change we did, we apply in Terraform and we just do plan, and it will track it and it will do it. If you don't do it, if you don't modify the configuration and all, so this is what happens. It will replace it. I mean, revert the change, whatever change you did. Got it? Next we have something called command called Terraform import. So let's see what is the import. So we have one instance running, correct? Let's create one instance manually. Maybe prod as an example. Blah blah blah. I don't select. Sorry. Maybe key pair is demo 1 2 3. Select existing. Maybe default. Don't select. Blah 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 blah. I'm just creating one instance. This instance, which is a new instance, I am creating manually. So Terraform does not know about this. So it doesn't need to know because I just created manually. Now imagine a scenario. Not scenario, this is a regular use case. Because people started using Terraform very recently, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. But earlier to that, either through manually, through command line, we used to create resources. So now Terraform, let's say, imagine now, I am using AWS since past 1 month. Now today I started working on Terraform. So I have already resources existing in my account, like this, like as an example, prod, and there is one S3 bucket where my resources are exist in AWS account, which I created manually. Now I want them to be tracked by Terraform. Why? Because Terraform had advantages. So if even it's gone, so we can able to recreate with the Terraform. But let's say you created the server manually, right? I just created it manually. So the server is gone. I can't get it back. No, gone. I have to recreate again. But with Terraform, you can able to recreate it because it will store the information for you, not the data. Remember, not the backup and all. Store the instance information, the resource information. Now I want to do. I want this instance to be tracked by Terraform. What to do? That's when there is something called Terraform import command. Of course, it won't work directly. We have to do a little thing. So we have to add a resource. Let's say resource. What is a resource instance, right? AWS instance. Prod something. That's it. Just leave. That's it. Leave as it is. So this is fine. Now all I have to do is I have to import it so that it will read it. Now Terraform import. What I have to import? Instance, right? AWS underscore instance dot prod. This is my instance, and you have to give some tag or ID. Let's say this ID. What happens now? Let's try. Let's see. See, see the hell now. This instance is part of a Terraform now. Of course, this later you can change it. No worries. How do you know? Terraform show. It will show you this instance also. The two instances it should show. Two servers. I mean, one is the one which we created. Another is this one, new one. See, prod. This is the demo. Like this, we can import n number of resources. N number. I'm telling you, n number. There is no limitation. So once it's imported, you can update the configuration. No worries here. Like AMI. What is the AMI? I don't know. Let's see here. This is the prod, right? Yeah, this is prod. AMI is this one. Copy this. Blah blah blah. I mean, of course, not a good practice, but yeah, I'm doing it. I told you, always use variables. T2 not micro, if I remember. Key name, obviously, this demo 123. Yes. So like this. Now you can update it. Apply again. Nothing will happen because it's already imported. It's already imported. Even if you do. Oh, I have some wrong. Wait. I might have missed something. See the double quotes. The hell it is. So that's why I have to do Terraform validate first. See, overconfidence kills you sometimes. But yeah, that's okay. Nothing. It's already managed by Terraform. See, it's already imported. So like that, you can import anything. Let's say I have a bucket. Let's go. Because this is important. That's why I'm trying to show you. S3. I believe I have a bucket. If not, let's create it. No worries. I want to import S3 bucket. What is my bucket name? Trace Agile is my bucket name. Let's S3 bucket Terraform. AWS underscore S3 bucket underscore, I think S3 underscore bucket, right? Yeah, this is the resource. Let's write a resource for it. Resource X Trace Agile. For now, just keep it like this. Now I want to import that S3 bucket. Terraform import. What I have to do, what I have defined here, AWS underscore S3 underscore, this is the resource name obviously, and this is the bucket name. Terraform, sorry, import AWS underscore S3 dot, what is that? Trace Agile. What is the bucket name? I think Trace Agile itself. This is the resource name, resource type of resource and name we gave, and this is the original name of the resource which we created manually. Let's try. See, it's importing. See, import successful. How do I know? Terraform show. Isn't it cool? Whatever. I mean, this bucket I created manually long back, not now. See, it was not there earlier, right? See, the hell it is like this. And of course, later you can able to change, add your whatever resources here, bucket name, blah blah blah, whatever it is. But yeah, see, like this, you can able to import existing resources, which is very important because in every organization, as I told you, right, people started using Terraform very recently. There will be huge infrastructure earlier, which they have, let's say Amazon. As I'm just saying as an example, I don't know whether they use Terraform or not. Of course they don't use, sorry. So what happens here is they have, let's say, no, don't take Amazon, maybe bad example. Amazon have their own thing, but yeah, any company, let's say Google have thousands of servers, right? Thousands of buckets maybe. They started using Terraform today. It means they need to import the existing resource also through Terraform, so that Terraform can manage them. What they do? They do import like this. Then like this they will do import. They define the resource and they'll do it. That's what about Terraform import. Is it clear so far? Of course, I went through official documentation to check the resource name. Same thing for you. Let's say you want to do cloud friend. Where is the cloud friend? CloudWatch maybe. See, there are lots of things. Go on CloudWatch dashboard or metric alarm. You want to create alarm, let's say. See resource name and the details. There is official website available which you can able to use for reference to create your Terraform resource files. Got it? Don't worry about, hey, how do I know resource name, exactly like that. There is a documentation. Don't worry about that. So now this bucket is imported and this instance also imported. And obviously if you've seen it, if I delete, what happens? It will recreate the instance again. Simple. This is a manual instance which I imported. It means this instance is a part of now, my Terraform configuration only. Now I deleted this. What happens? Let's see. Terraform will create it automatically because now Terraform has this instance information. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think it's shutting down. Sorry. 1 minute. Sorry. I have too much of cold. Mm-hmm. I'm just waiting for it to shut down. That's it. Yeah, terminated finally. Now do Terraform plan. What happens? Now Terraform will no. Of course, we changed it manually. I mean, whatever the change we did manually, right? What happens now? Let's see. See, it is one to add, one to change. Prod is creating. Of course, there is some change it seems in this demo instance. I don't know what, but yeah. See, it is trying to recreate it. It will recreate the instance for you. See, because you deleted that manually. Terraform did not do it, did it? You did it manually. So it's your responsibility. But Terraform takes it and recreates it again. Like this also we can able to do. If you do Terraform apply, that's what happens. But yeah, that's okay. We'll create again. Don't worry. So yeah, but is it clear about Terraform import? So now, I mean, I guess say it. Maybe if it is not understand, please say it. If you are silent, it means you got it. That's what I believe. So yeah, let's go to some other topic. Now we have something called data block in Terraform. Data. Let's write it here simply. Data. It's nothing but resource. We'll define data block. What is this data block? Now this data block is mostly used for to retrieve some information about the existing resource. It can be outside the Terraform. So usually let's say here two things are there. I mean, let's say maybe I'll create one more resource. Sorry, quote I had forgot. I'm just creating a server. Let's say I want to uh, take this AMI ID. Use this AMI ID in here. What happens? Simply I'll use AWS underscore instance dot prod dot AMI. Like this I'll use. What happens? It means we are referring here to this value. That's what AWS instance prod dot AMI, or let's say instance type dot instance type, or key name you want key name. Like this you can able to refer within the Terraform. So let's say I created these things with Terraform, right? So within the Terraform you can able to refer anywhere like this, whatever I mentioned. But imagine you want to refer something which is created outside the Terraform. Best example, maybe we have the default VPC in each and every region. So I want to fetch the default VPC. How? I can't import that. I don't want to import that because the default, right? So I don't want to import the, you know, what is that? I don't want to import the default VPC into Terraform, my Terraform configuration, because it's a default one which created by AWS. Why we need to bother about it? We don't use it. Maybe in our case we want to use it in here. So I want to fetch the VPC, the default VPC, which is not inside Terraform. So as I showed you now, if you want to refer something within the Terraform, you can simply use the resource ID, resource name, and whatever the key here. But you want to retrieve something, or if you want to fetch something which is present outside the Terraform, at the time we'll be using data block. Simple, just like resource, we'll be using data. What you want to do? I want to fetch AWS VPC. Name is default. That's it. Default true. That's it. So I can able to use this. How do I use this? In any other resource I can able to use this. Let's say AWS underscore instance QA. I'm just creating a new instance. As an example, I'm just showing VPC ID data dot AWS underscore VPC dot default dot ID. I can able to fill it like this. So this data block, similar way we will refer, just like how we refer internal things. Similar way we refer outside things also, just for data, except that directly outside the resources which are outside the Terraform. Outside the Terraform means where we haven't created with the Terraform, where the resources are not managing by Terraform. We can able to refer with data block. So we simply create, maybe let's say S3 is there, AWS underscore S3 underscore bucket, sorry, like this. Maybe the bucket name, what is the bucket name? Maybe Trust Azure. I mean, it's already there, but I'm just giving you as an example. That's it. You want to import this bucket like this. That's it. And of course, below here we have to define the bucket name. This is not the bucket name. This you can give anything. The resource, maybe let's say test something, anything. Here you have to give the bucket name. Maybe Trust Azure, something like this. So what happens? This can be referred like data dot AWS, like this, AWS underscore S3 underscore bucket dot test dot, what I have to do now, ID, like this. Sorry, what's happening here is this bucket, let's say, imagine, is out of our Terraform, so we can able to refer the resources which are outside the Terraform using this data block. Got it? Maybe one scenario I'll show you, real time one. I want to create a new subnet, just for what is it, just for example to show you. So I'll fetch default VPC AWS underscore VPC. I'm fetching it. Maybe default true I'll use this as a name. So now I'll fetch this because I want to create an subnet where I want to create in default VPC. So but default VPC is not part of Terraform. So what to do? So I'll be fetching that information of default subnet using data block. So data block helps in what is that, fetching the resources outside the Terraform. So default subnet, what is the name? Maybe new sub, just for example. And here for to create a subnet we need VPC underscore ID, data dot aws underscore VPC dot default dot ID. CADR block, of course, for in order to create subnet you need to pass CADR block, right? Let me check the range. Default VPC CADR I forgot. Let me check. Where is it? This is deleted. So VPC. Come on, open. 170 to 31. There are already 170 to 31. Okay. Now what I'll define this new subnet 2.31.100.0/24. So the subnet I'm creating new subnet within the default VPC with this ADR. The default VPC I'm fetching using data block and I'm referring that here. Let's try. So now what happens? It will create a new subnet along with our instance, because we terminated, right? So it will create a new instance, new subnet. While creating the subnet, it will fetch what is that? The VPC default VPC information. See, it is creating a new sub. See here, it's automatically fetched because the data block is fetching to you. That's what it does. If you just do Terraform apply, it will create it for you, the new subnet. Of course it will take 1 or 2 minutes, but yeah, it will do it. Let's wait. Yes, I want to create, please. It's creating. Oh, subnet already created. Let's go. Refresh. See, it's created. Sorry, this one. Tags. Did I? Oh, sorry, I did not give any tags. That's okay, but yeah, this is what we gave. 172, 100, right? No configuration. See, I forgot to give tags, but yeah, that's okay. You can give it later, no problem. See, this default VPC is not part of our Terraform, right? But still I fetched it using data block. So data block will be used for that purpose mainly. I mean, for that purpose only. So you want to fetch something which is outside the Terraform, simply you refer it. Let's say there is another example which we are using in real time scenario. This one of this is another thing is we are using AMI Amazon Linux Amazon Linux 3. So usually they'll update the AMIs every time. We can't change the AMI, right? So what we did, we wrote a data block. Within the data block we wrote the AMI details. So this data block will fetch the latest AMI, Amazon Linux AMI every time. We simply refer like this: data dot aws underscore AMI dot the name we gave, I think some name, no, I don't want to say, but yeah, dot ID something, so that we are using the AMIs from AWS directly instead of defining like this. That's one of the real case which we are using. And of course the server also created for you, because where is this? So we deleted the server. See, obviously you can go here, go to instances, refresh, the prod server will be up and running. See, like this, because we deleted it manually earlier, but Terraform will create it because Terraform already tracking this instance. If something happens to this, it will manage it. That's all. That's about the data block. And now last one for this class, there is something called dynamic block also. Data block you have seen. Now there is something called dynamic. Data block is just to use to fetch the resources outside the Terraform where we can able to use it. What is this dynamic then? Imagine, as an example I'm just saying, I want to create something, maybe security group as an example, maybe best example here. I want to create security group. So security group, how I'll do, I'll define resource AWS security group. and I'll define multiple rules. Maybe port number 22 I want to add, maybe port 80 I want to add. I'll define those two things. Let me just write it again, write it for you. Let's figure it out. I want to create security group. If you don't know how to create, AWS SZ Terraform, that's it. So it will give you like this. See, this is the resource. Like this we can able to create. Let's copy this. Maybe yeah, let's copy the whole thing. We can change it, no worries. I just want to differentiate it. I don't want you to confuse. Remove all these things. I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this. Yeah, for now. Security group, test something, name test. Where you want to create? Obviously I want to create a default, so you have to refer the data block again here. Data dot aws vpc dot default dot id. Yeah, see, awesome, it's good. Name is test. So now in that security group, let's say just change the name, sorry, test IPv4 something. So here I have to change this to test. Data block also has to be added here for VPC. Maybe data until here. ID remove it. CDR block. 443 I'm allowing. This is good. Let's try to create what happens. Terraform plan. Let's see if something is wrong or correct. We copied from official documentation. It should be correct. So it's creating two things. One is this dev, okay, we can delete it, dev, no worries. It's creating security group test and the rule 443 rule which we are adding. So now I'll create one more thing. I want to add maybe 80 port. I mean 80 port as well along with 443. Now let's see, it will create three resources. Oh wait, resource name must be unique. Did I give test 80 something? Sorry, my bad. Let's do Terraform again. It will create three resources now. One security group, two rules. Let's see. Obviously see two rules. One is for 80, one is for 43, and of course the security group is creating. Like this, I need to add 100 rules, maybe 10 rules as an example. Can you simply copy that every time? You can simply copy it, obviously. So you can simply copy this resource security group ingress rule. This is resource to add the ingress rules. I mean inbound rules. Like this, you can copy 10 times. Okay. What if the count is increased again to 100? Will you do it? Not a good practice, right? Why? Why not? Why not? Why it's not? Why it's not a good practice? It's good. No, because you're repeating the code. Same code you're repeating. Maybe just changing the port number. That's it. Maybe the name and the port number maximum. But you're repeating the code. Not a good practice though. There is a concept called dry. 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 Don't repeat yourself. In every programming language, they follow this very clearly. Don't repeat yourself, which means don't write the same code multiple times, which is not a good practice. Because I mean here you may ask, hey, we are creating multiple instances, right? That's also repeating. Okay, I agree with this, but we are creating different instances which are not belong together. But here we are creating one security group. Within the security group, we are applying multiple rules by writing this, which is duplicate kind of thing. not a duplicate, but yeah, repeating our code. I don't want like this. What I want to do is, I want to, there is some concept called dynamic block, as I told you, where what happens, it will automatically generate these blocks for you. You don't need to write the code every time like this. It will automatically generate the blocks for you within the resource, or within the yeah, within the resource for now. So you don't need to write the code like this, repeating. You just simply write a dynamic block and you define a variable. What happens? It will automatically create the code for you. How? It depends on, let's say I want two rules to add, so it will create two code blocks for you. It will generate code blocks for you. I want to add three rules, it will do it for you. How to do it? You just define a variable, tell you how many rules you want to add, that's it. It will do it for you. So let's see. First, let's remove this thing. I don't want to use it for now. I just want to create a security group, and I want to maybe add two rules. So let's go to variables first, add a variable, ingress rules. Sorry, I type, variable type is like we are here list, because we have multiple objects are there. From port. So variables, obviously you can able to do it. I mean, we have to define the variable, otherwise how the hell it knows from port to port. What are these from port to port? You know this already. Security group, we have to allow from two ports. What is the protocol? Protocol maybe string. We'll be defining this. First thing, we're defining the format of variable, and we'll define the default values. CADR blocks list string. Now I'll define the default values. From port 22 for now, 2 also 22. Protocol TCP, obviously this is string, so I'll be keeping in quotes. CADR block, obviously for now I'll use 0.0.0.0/0, and I want to add one more rule, right? Same thing, copy paste. I'll copy paste this. This is a variable, not repeated code. Variable has to be like this. Maybe 80. That's it. Oh, sorry. Let's close this properly. Default, and of course I have to close variable. So I defined a variable where this two rules has to be created in security group. Sorry, in inbound. So now what usually, as of now, without dynamic block, what we have to do is, we have to write two blocks, as I wrote earlier, like this. Like this, we have to write two blocks. Of course, these variables we gave like that there, so we can able to refer them, and where dot from port like this, we can able to refer, and we can able to create it. But that's not the case. I don't want to repeat my code. Simply, what I do within the resource, I'll use something called dynamic block. Dynamic block. Simply I'll just keep ingress. What happens in this dynamic block, based on how many variables are there, maybe two rules, right? It will automatically generate the code for you. That's what I told. Let's see how to do it. Simple. We have for each concept, so it will loop through all of them, and it will do it for you. Where dot ingress, I believe rules is the variable name. Now content, what should be the content for rules? From port ingress Where is this? Ingress dot value dot from port. Same to port. Ingress dot value dot to port. And protocol also. Ingress dot value dot protocol. CA the blocks ingress dot value CADR blocks. Let's close this content. I closed it. Dynamic block also I closed. Now what will happen, with this dynamic block, it will go to this variable. This is what we have, right? Is this correct? Let me copy paste it. Why to spelling wrong again? It will go to this variable and it will read these values. It will read all these values. Once reading this, what happens? It analyzes that in this resources they need to create two things, two rules. It's because in a security group rule we will be adding two things. And now what happens? We have defined some content. This is the content I want in the rules. Obviously this is the content, right? So for this content, first it will loop through each and everything from port, second one from to, second one to. So it will read these two things and it will generate the code for you. How it generates? Let's try. Terraform plan. Let's see, it should create three. Same thing it should show for us. Let's see whether it happens or not. 0. Oh, I gave O instead of 0. See, variables I gave O's here. Someone should have said something. Save it. My bad. Sorry, don't get confused over this. Just instead of 0 I gave O. That's it. Let's see now. See, here what's happening is it's creating one security group, but observe it's the rules here. Where I told this, did I created a separate resource block for this? No, right? I just created a dynamic block. Now what happens? Dynamic block automatically reads your variables and create the rules for you. This dynamic block, where is this? Automatically reads whatever the value you define and it automatically creates for you. Let's add one more rule. Let's see. Maybe 443. Let's try now. It should show you three rules now. So I'm not repeating my code here. I'm just repeating my variables. Obviously variables has to be defined. Otherwise, how the hell we know? See now, 3. Without repeating any code. If you don't use dynamic block, you have to define 3 resources to add the ingress rules manually. One for 443, one for 80, one for 22. But with dynamic block, I simply used one thing. Here is this. One block only inside this resource, where it will go through all the variables and create the resource for you. So like this. Let's try creating. What happens? Terraform apply. Let's try. You'll see. The name is test. I believe. Yeah, test. Let's see if it works or it will fails. Yes, please create. Sorry, please create. Done already. Oh, yeah. Security group. It won't take much time anyway. So you know that. Let's go to security group. Test is created. Let's check the rules. See 3 rules. These rules came with a dynamic block. And how the hell the security group created? We told this. If you observe here, we are using the data block here because the default VPC you are fetching, right? Which is outside the Terraform. So we are referring that here. See, just to create one resource, we have used data block and dynamic block. So data block is just to refer the VPC, where the security group has to be created, and dynamic block, it will automatically generates the content for you, generates the code for you to create the resources based on whatever the variables count. See, I did not told that anywhere. I did not told that hey, I want to create three rules. Have I? I just defined my variable with three rules. That's it. But there is no number. Automatically, dynamic block will do it for you. See, like this. That's how it is. That's how it works. Not just. I mean, I just told the best example to you, to understand it. We'll be using it in multiple places. Depends on our use cases. Got it? So, is it clear? That's about the dynamic block. So it will automatically generates the content to you, generates the code block to you based on your variable, how many they are, based on that. Automatically, we don't need to define anywhere. Got it? That's how dynamic block works, and of course that's how data block works. We have already seen how to use data block. So data block is used to just to uh, fetch the or retrieve existing resources which are outside the Terraform. Why to fetch it? I want to use them in my resources to create. That's why I'm fetching it. If you don't need this, don't use it. That's it. That's how it is. So that's it for today's class. I mean, not today, just right now. So is this clear so far? We have seen few commands like format, show, import mainly, and without import we have seen if we do some changes manually what happens, and data block and dynamic block. So is it clear so far? Any doubts? I take it as no then. So don't leave, let's wait. So yeah, but for now that's it for today. Do practice everyone, okay? Bye. Bye all.